Hi, good morning, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Beyond Bookkeeping brought to you by Febi.ai. As we dive into the world of unsung heroes of business, today we are picking up the discussion with a focus on something fundamental yet underestimated bookkeeping. And with us joining us today is an old friend of mine, Mr. Vipin Mittal, who's a second gen entrepreneur, has been in textile business for good 20 plus years. And in 2023, he launched a brand called UnSomber with his talented wife, Sudha. I know how he got this, but she is amazing. And UnSomber is, for those who don't know, is a t-shirt brand which says substance with quality or with style. And I'm wearing one today for this session. Uh, but Vipin, let's thank you so much for joining us and taking the time out. I really wanted to spend some time with you and understand. First of all, let's start with what does unsomber means.
Hey Anuj, thanks a lot for connecting. I am so glad I'm here, and even I'm wearing my own t-shirt. And so basically, we started this t-shirt brand. I'm, as you said, in textile for a long time now. So, you know, through my kid, through my daughter, I realized the importance of sustainability and, in being environment friendly, which we never did when we were kids. So and I saw that textiles is one of the biggest pollution creator in the world, and especially fast fashion. So it is very enticing, but it's also very wasteful. So so talks happened around our family about sustainability all the time. My daughter is a big time eco conscious child, so me and my wife, we thought that, okay, we buy from all these fast fashion brands. Why shouldn't we have a sustainable brand which is also forward in style? It's not a boring sustainable brand, but something which is like maybe Zara, H&M and all, but also sustainable. So my wife being an artist and I'm into textiles, so we started this sustainable fashion brand, which all the prints and everything will be unique, style will be forward, as well as keeping the sustainability angle with it.
So that's amazing, and yeah, I guess people are becoming more and more conscious about, sustainable living,
Yeah.
sustainable fashion. It's not just $2 thing, pick, wear, and throw, right? Things are changing. They are more receptive and more open to wearing something which is more durable. And yes, who does not like that? Uh, So, Vipin, has to follow up on this, how are you this brand of yours, which is a t-shirt brand, there would be hundreds, if not thousands more,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
How how are you facing the challenge with them? And there are some large ones like Soul Store does an amazing job.
Yeah.
They also does some crazy fashion. But
Yeah.
how are you competing, or what is your strategy of out in the market and you're able to sustain or sell?
Yeah. So fashion is a very crowded market, as you pointed out, but at the same time, it's a very huge market. Everyone wears fashion, so it's directly proportional to the population. So it's a huge market where everyone can have their own. Yeah, so everyone can have their own thing. And so yeah, so our USPs, so there are certain values we don't deviate from in our brand, like uh it's a no banner brand. We don't want a t-shirt which says just a GAP on the front, just the brand name on the front. Every design has to be unique and something people can relate to. We are a very slow fashion brand, so we come up with very limited drops, but something which doesn't tear, or which lasts for a long time and good quality. And so we are happy with the limited sales, but our customers have become loyal customers because they like the fabric quality, they like the style statement. So it's not greenwashing we want to do, just say sustainable and bring our design every day and throw and sell all of those designs. So we keep the same inventory for a long time. We keep on adding new styles, but we want the core values to reflect the brand. So I think people are taking to it, and we have a lot of repeat customers, which I think is I'm proud
For
of.
any business, yeah, it's good for any business. Repeat
Yeah,
customers is good for any business.
yeah,
I'm just going to talk about, so this episode is all about celebrating or talking about unsung heroes, right? For you, a supply chain could be an unsung hero, right? If the supply chain is not in order, the orders will not get fulfilled, delivered, or QC for that matter, or the way you source your cotton from. You've been in textile, right? You know what a real cotton and what an artificial cotton is. Right? But we are here talking about bookkeeping, right? So why we are picking bookkeeping? Because we found that it's an essential for everyone to have the books in order. Right? And I want to ask you that uh, what does bookkeeping, and I know we studied together, uh, and you were always a finance wizard. And I don't know how you got into textile, but still, you were a finance wizard, so you know account or books or finance more than anything. So, what does bookkeeping to you? How do you do a bookkeeping right now for your brand? Is it outsourced? Use a platform? How does it done?
So Anuj, since I have my textile business, the not the t-shirt one, the regular textile business for almost 22, 23 years. And so there are these two softwares which everyone uses, the accounting softwares. So that's what we have been doing for a pretty long time. And so that's the model I've forwarded, kept for now, that the same Tally, Busy kind of the ERP softwares. And that's what we use for our current business. So, but I really feel bookkeeping is something which startups really underestimate or don't pay as much attention to. And it becomes a lot problematic as soon as you start growing up, scaling up. It becomes, then you realize that okay, my house is not in order, and then going back and changing everything. Yeah. So I am, so I've kept my books for a long time, and that's what, I try to keep them as good as I can.
Yeah, so that's an interesting thing, that's interesting thing, Vipin, because you know accounts, right? For you to run an accounting software, whether it is Zoho or a Tally, is comparatively easy.
Yeah.
Now, and I have to congratulate you because of your forward thinking, because you were thinking about these platforms 20 years back, right? You've been doing them using the platform, so you were anyways away from purchase system,
Yeah. Yeah.
or like, so you were anyways being compliant. You know that the essence of
Yeah.
good bookkeeping helps you manage the capital better or efficient. So that's given, right? But let's take it this way today. If you were to focus on your textile business and Sudha was to take over this business of yours, would she be able to use a Tally or a so?
I don't think so.
Yeah. So that is where views coming at is, and that is where I want to hear from you, that if we were to change the face of bookkeeping today, and we don't know what it's going to be. So if we were to change the face of bookkeeping, how or what would you like a bookkeeping to look like? What would be your vision for a new bookkeeping software or a new bookkeeping service? What
So
would
I'll
you be
tell
looking?
you. Yeah, so that's a very good question, Anuj. So post GST, I think everything changed in bookkeeping. So till GST 2017, things were much simpler. So, you could make a bill retrospectively, go back. And so now with e-invoicing and e-way bill and GST returns, so everything has to be, you can't do a mistake and then rectify it. It's not that easy. So, and the non-compliance penalties are quite big, and they can really take a toll on your business. So, I'll give you an example. So we were, planning of on launching something new, a new kind of style, but we didn't want to go for a very high MOQ. So we located a supplier who said that, okay, I'll do a certain number of pieces and all. And we spent a month with that supplier, finalizing everything and this and that. And then, because I come from bookkeeping, so I asked that guy, I said, you have to, please, can you share your GST number with me? So he shared some number. And when I went to the GST software, checked it, so the GST had been suspended few years back. And I know that if I buy from him with a GST invoice and he is suspended, tax authorities will come at me,
Of
and
course.
and I can't take the input, and I'll be penalized for him not filing the return. So I said I can't do business with you because you are not GST compliant. So compliance is a big issue now. So I would want, ideally, if our software can come which proactively does a lot of checks and tells me, okay, these, so it doesn't only do the double entry system, but also checks in the new regulations, the new practices which are coming
You
in, and
update
is
it with the
compliant.
current. Yeah, keep you more compliant. Let's put it this way.
Yes, keep us compliant and tell us, okay, if I'm inputting a purchase invoice and I put the GST number, it automatically goes to the GST and checks and tells me, okay, this is a non-compliant supplier, so it alerts me.
Kind of
So
a vendor management as well.
it can be anything, if I'm paying payment to someone for professional fees and I don't deduct a TDS, which again becomes a problem for me from, if I don't, so it's everything comes on me. So, a system which, so Tally does the double entry, but it does, so all those things I have to do, which I don't think Sudha will do because she's not aware, or maybe my accountant will do, but there can be errors in that,
Yep.
human errors, not checking, not doing. So a system which is compliant as well as, does that. And then there's another part which I can come to if you have time.
Yeah, absolutely. Please go ahead.
I think a management information system, an MIS report from an accounting software is something which any business relies heavily on. So, suppose I buy I get these t-shirts and, styles and sizes and colors. And if I want to make a report, how many yellow t-shirts I have across sizes, across designs right now in my inventory and work in progress. It's so difficult to do that. That pivot table, doing the pivot from, a style to a color becomes a tedious job in these softwares. So something which can generate good MIS reports for me will not only be an accounting system, but kind of help me in every
Yeah, it is,
decision.
and that's where we're talking about beyond bookkeeping, right?
Yeah,
So the idea is that where you can take your bookkeeping to an extra mile, right? And at
exactly.
the end of the day, it is everything resides over there, right? It's your book of accounts, it's your inventory, it's your stock,
Yeah,
it's your sales,
yeah,
it's your bank balance, it's your payments, it's your receivables. So all have to speak to each other.
yeah,
That's where it makes it more comprehensive. Yeah,
yeah,
but I hear you. I hear you. And I've seen certain platforms who does one. I've seen certain who does another one. But
exactly.
yes, one day we should be able to marry both these things together. But yeah, point well noted.
Yeah,
Now coming back to my last question, and this is an expert postcard. Somebody
yeah,
podcast, somebody's going to hear it today, somebody's going to hear it few months later or few weeks later. But I want everyone to take one thing back from there, and which is very important to me, and which is what I'm going to ask you. What does money means to you personally?
what does money mean to me? Okay. uh for me, money is it's cliche, but it's a byproduct. So yeah, it's a byproduct of all your passions, your hard work, and everything. If you're doing things right, it'll come in. You have to take care of it. But yeah, I would say that.
And for everything else, there is Mastercard.
Oh, exactly.
But good,
True.
Vipin, thank you so much for being there with us. It was amazing chatting with you, and you gave us some candid feedback. And I'm pretty sure somebody who is starting a business or who has been in, I'm talking about a starting business where it's an e-commerce, yeah, it's a new baby for you. Would ideally face a similar challenge, and especially in terms of vendor selection, right? It's
Yeah.
it's a working capital loss for you.
Yeah.
You may be facing double penalty if the GST is not right. Is as simple as that. Or if you have not deducted a TDS, the compounding effect is unbelievable, right? And
Yeah.
these are compliances which you need to follow.
And
And if
compliances
you
have really gone up, and we spend a lot of time on compliances. Everyone has to, but yeah, I hope there's some software which comes and helps us do all that much more efficiently.
will keep you posted with that. Thank you,
Yes.
Vipin. Thank you. Have a great
Thanks.
day.